Michigan, who has been very critical of the group. Congressman McCotter, good to see you. I mean, what's wrong with them having a convention and speaking about Obama and praising him and endorsing him?
Well, Eric, as you rightly pointed out, they're supposed to be a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization dedicated towards objectively bringing people into the political process and registering them. Now, you've brought forward issues of where they have not been particularly above board in registering people, but now you also see the partisan nature of the group. And this is something they're not supposed to be engaged in any more than they're supposed to be engaged in giving 19-year-olds 72 registrations to vote and giving them cigarettes and whiskey as part of their economic stimulus bill to get them to vote.
Well, Freddie Johnson, the kid you mentioned, I hate to correct you, Congressman, but it was 73 times that he claims. But look, this is a serious issue. They would say we can do this at the convention. We have a political action committee. It is separate and independent of our voter registration efforts. Do you buy that?
Well, the key here, Eric, is the taxpayers' funding of the organization. As Minority Leader Boehner has pointed out, they've received tens of millions of dollars in taxpayer money. And when you combine the partisan nature of the organization with the registration irregularities that are currently being investigated, what you see are your tax dollars being used to dilute your precious vote. And you should not have your money used to attack democracy in this fashion. That is the crux of the problem. What we are asking as House Republicans, we are in the minority, we do not run the Congress. We are asking for an investigation of ACORN, for their activities, how taxpayer money has been used, and an end to that taxpayer funding going to them.
Let me go to a House Democrat. We have some tape from that same convention. Maxine Waters, who you know is pretty fiery and outspoken. Here's what Maxine Waters told the group in June about the current incumbent president.
This has been the worst presidency that this country has ever known. But that's all right, because we're getting rid of his ass. He got to go.
We're getting rid of his bleep. You're a Republican. You're a member of Congress. Your thoughts?
Well, the gentle lady certainly is direct in her appraisal of the president's performance, although some of us disagree. But what you're showing, Eric, is the partisan nature of ACORN, and no partisan organization should be getting your tax dollars. They should certainly not be getting your tax dollars to wind up diluting your vote at the ballot box. Now, it is up to the Democratic Party. They are the majority in the most hated Congress in history, statistical fact, and they are responsible for holding hearings on this. Now, asking the Democratic Party to investigate ACORN, asking the Democratic Party in Congress to investigate Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac is like asking Richard Nixon to investigate Watergate.
Oh, you just said
very likely it's not going to happen.
You just
but
said
we have to continue to press.
You just said the Democratic Party is the most hated party in the history. Did y'all hear that?
It's the most hated Congress in United States history. It is run by the Democratic Party.
Okay. By the way, I want to point out that John McCain did appear and praise ACORN in 2006. What do you think should happen next?
Well, I think Senator McCain should join us in the call for the investigation of the ACORN, which he has. I think that President McCain, if he is elected president, would wind up providing the ability to go through and continue to investigate the irregularities, bring them to light, and certainly would not sign bills that have ACORN being funded. I think Senator McCain at the time gave them a good faith attempt, made a good faith attempt to give them the benefit of the doubt, but circumstances since have proven that ACORN is a partisan organization engaged in voter irregularities and should not receive your taxes.
All right, that is McCotter, Republican of Livonia, Michigan. We thank you. And again, I want to point out that ACORN does claim it is nonpartisan and that its political action committee has made those